So once upon a time, there was a past. The question is, shouldn't it be chronicled for future? And there will be a future. And how? From 2005 to 2020, the digital universe will grow by a factor of 300. I don't know what this number means, honestly. Factor of 300 is not 300 times. It's a factor by 300. From 130 exabytes to 40,000 exabytes. Again, I don't know what exactly exabyte would be. But would be that what is exabyte? You know, it's just exabyte. I don't know what it is. It's like you know, telling most of us in the room that what billion is to you. Billion to you, to Bill Gates means nothing. Maybe it means $100,000. To us, billion means a lot. So, and what it means actually, it means more than 5,200 gigabytes. Again, I don't know what gigabytes is. For every man, woman, and child in 2020. That's a lot of data. Jokes apart, that's a lot of data for every single individual. What it means? From now until 2020, the digital universe will almost double every 2 years. Every couple of years, the digital universe will become double. So, you know this picture, not exactly this picture, but you know all of us drive cars. So this is a very important mirror, right? You can see what is behind. So you cannot drive into the future without having clear access to your past. This is what I have to say. And hence, content archives are of immense value that cannot be consigned to obscurity. Look at this image. This is from this region. This was 26 December 2004. It's recent, so you would find this image in different versions of digital, for digital uses. Even this. Spain wins World Cup. But this is difficult to get to be reused in digital format. Maybe very few people have. This is transferred to China, Hong Kong to China. This is a very important visual or content for this region. And imagine if this content, audio visual of this content is not digitized. How do you use that? I don't want to do what Arun Bansal did. How many people bought the CD in the last 3 months? If I ask you how many of you bought VHS in last 1 year, none of you would. And any content that is on VHS, that is on U-matic, that is on low band, that is on high band, that is on Betacam, all of that is obsolete. All of that is obsolete. And the media companies, the education organizations, the museums, the libraries, or many other such defense, home ministry, different departments, they have so much content like this, and you go to any one of them, it's just in a corner. You ask them, what is this? We don't know what to do with this, but this is really important. And look at this. I'm not such a big sports fan, but look at these two people, these two men. In 1936, and all you find about this gentleman, 1936, is a small video on YouTube. It's, I think, 8 or 10 seconds, 9 seconds video. And this, you know this gentleman, Usain Bolt. This has been discussed before today. For publishers and broadcasters, it's now all about winning the consumer's mind share and choice. And losing control, it's a negative word, letting go of control. You cannot control it anymore. If you want to or wish to control it, that's a bad thought and bad choice. You cannot do it. Even if you want to, you cannot do it. It's like teenagers in your house. No matter as a parent what you want to do or control them, you just cannot control them. So better way is that just let go, deal with it. This is the central piece. Content, and Paul spoke about this. What is the format today? Even I like some content which is super brilliant, but I don't have the time that, you will play it at 8 o'clock in the evening and I'll watch it at 8 o'clock in the evening. I won't. I will not. So what, where, and when? Who decides? Consumer. No longer a broadcast station or a radio station decides that when a consumer will consume that content. Many people do ask, why digitization? What is such a big deal in digitization? So these are 4 or 5 points. Legacy content needs to be protected. Content user is more involved, demands more control. Digital content offers better monetization possibility. This is really the key, and this is how you can convince organizations which are really not for digitization. You can tell them that, look, this is your biggest asset that you have. You go to any media company, what is their biggest asset? Not the building, not the content which they are running today. Their biggest asset is the content which they have in library, which is unused. That's their biggest asset. If they monetized it, which Google gentleman was saying, that when you put that content online, and I'll give you a couple of examples, live examples, when you put that content on live, then you can really look at how you can monetize that content. Device agnostic dissemination possibility. Then it becomes, the moment it's digital, it can go on your PC, it can go on your laptop, on your mobile phone, on your iPad, on your tablets, and can talk with apps to provide interactive user experience. So let's say what I'm saying, that the Prime Minister of Singapore, the first speech of Prime Minister of Singapore, if it's not in digital format, if anybody in Singapore, our partner Channel News Asia is doing a great job. They are doing documentaries on the history of Singapore. Imagine if that content is not available. How would anybody who is living, either a resident of Singapore, either a citizen of Singapore, how would they know that how it really felt when the Prime Minister gave the first speech to the nation? How would it really feel? Imagination, you cannot imagine past. The past has already happened, so it's a fact. You must look at the fact, and you can imagine about future, but you can't imagine about past. So a little bit more on monetization. Monetization is easier in a measurable ecosystem with multiple access points for content consumption. How? This is how. Reach, quest, interaction, convenience, spread, put the digital asset management system, and revenue model is based on demography and psychography analytics, and it has various forms. It could be upfront paid, it could be just revenue sharing. There are different models for this. It could be even advertising, that you have such powerful content. It could be premium, it could be freemium, it could be free, all of that model. So content, value of reach, value of packaging, value of context, plus metadata, plus user experience, plus multiple access, and put together, all of this put together, sorry, I don't know how to go back, but all of this put together is the total value of content. So these are some of the key pillars of content. When you have a content, reach, spread, metadata, digitized, and when you disseminate all of this, then it becomes the total value of your content. I'll come to this slide later. Can we have the video, please? So this is what this video will show you, that how digitization at industrial scale, and I'll come to that myth later after this video, how digitization at industrial scale is done and being done. And this video is from our facility, partners facility in Brussels, which is our headquarter. Can we have the video, please? don't want to make it like a sales pitch, but it's important to know that when you digitize content at industrial level, a facility like this can do 10,000 hours of digitization in a month. If you do it, when we think that what is digitization, I'll put some players, I'll put some people and they'll digitize it, that does not happen. And by now we have digitized more than 1 million hours of content worldwide. And that includes some of the topmost French libraries and Danish radio and a lot of them. I don't want to get into that details. But when I saw this video first time, when it was assembled, put together, I said, but you know, if I don't know about digitization, I won't figure out what the process is. So I also said that let's do a slide, what is the real process of this? So first and foremost, identification and import into PAM system. Second was the process is carrier preparation. Third is playback, scanning, and online monitoring. Fourth is conversion, encoding, and transcoding. Fifth is digitization. So digitization comes actually at the fifth in the process. Sixth is post-processing and digital file analysis. Seventh is regular and statistical quality control. Eighth is transfer onto delivery media. So this is broadly the 8 steps to a digitization. When you digitize and when that content is again available to you for use, so this is typically 8 steps. And what I'm going to talk about is very, very close to my heart, and that Arun Bansal spoke in the morning. I'm not trying to be favoring because he's also an Indian, but it's the context is same. He spoke in the morning that how difficult it was for him to study as a kid. And I just want to say, and please don't think all Indians are poor, but they are actually, a lot of them are poor. But as a kid, I used to go travel every day almost 10 kilometers to go to my school, almost 10 kilometers. Where I come from in India, I come from a state called Bihar. Still, as we speak, there is no electricity on an average for 10 to 12 hours in a day, not in a month, in a day. And then I realized how important education could be. It is the only thing that can change your life. Rest, I don't think that anything else can change your life. Maybe God can if there is one. But education is the only thing that can change your life. And why I'm talking about this, this is a picture of Indiana University in America. Indiana University is one of the richest universities, not in terms of money, but in terms of content. And we had just started working with them, and we are digitizing 350,000 hours of audio video content for them. And when we were doing the first meeting, I said, why this need? Then these are the 5 points. The head of the department said that, you know what, content is difficult to access. So whatever content we have, it's very difficult to access. Recorded in obsolete formats, some of the formats which I spoke about, but there are many in audio formats, 1-inch tape, 2-inch tapes, etc., etc. Then the third point was at risk of deterioration or is already deteriorating. Many objects potentially vital to academies, part of Indiana University pride. And last one, accumulated at great cost over many years and it will be lost. So that's the fear. So what they said? They digitize all existing collections of lasting importance, ensure preservation of new research at Indiana University that is born digital. Larger initiative will be named the Media Digitization and Preservation Initiative. And I think, so what we have done, we cannot bring those tapes to Brussels or to India or to Dubai. We have 3 centers. So what we did set up a facility within Indiana University, and because those footage are of great importance. So we didn't want to take a risk, they didn't want to take a risk. So we are setting up a facility there, and we are digitizing all the content at the university itself. So there is no threat of losing anything. Because if this is lost, the future is lost. You cannot get it at even by spending billions and billions and billions of dollars, or those exa dollars or giga dollars, I don't know what that is, but you just cannot access it. If it is lost, it is lost. So what going digital will do? The cement to bridge. Look at these two guys. The emotion of the past with the metrics of the future. That's what exactly the digitization of content will deliver or delivers. And I think that's all I had. This is not important for you. So that's all I had to say.